What is good, world? This is Nat from Dai&Nat TV, and I have a video for you. So, first of all, I'm recording at night, whatever. I'm breaking the rules of YouTube. You're supposed to use like daylight or whatever. I have like terrible lighting in here, but hopefully you still watch my video. Anywho, so it's well known that I live in California. Well, maybe not well known because some people still act like they don't know where I am. I'm in California, surprise! And a lot of people may have questions about living in California or living in a big city or a seemingly expensive state. I have some tips for you, stuff that I've learned just from the experience of living out here. I moved out here last May, so I've been out here for a year and about 4 months. So I've learned a few things, and I'm gonna give you some tips. These can apply to living in California. I'm specifically in San Diego, living in, I won't go so far as to say New York, because I haven't been there, but I think maybe New York, LA, you know, like really any place that you feel like you can't really go to or you can't really live in because you don't have certain resources and stuff like that. This is how you do it. Number one, rent a room. Now, the worst part about living in California is living expenses are so high. Everything is high. Everything is high. I went to the taco shop the other day. I tried to get a burrito. It was like $9. In Texas, you can get a burrito for like $3. It's ridiculous. Rent a room. Rent is high. Food is high. Air is high. Breathing is high. Everything is high. This is how I live right now. I'm in a house. It's 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms. I share my bathroom with one other person. I have my own room. I have access to a fully stocked kitchen, backyard with a couch, patio, barbecue set, alarm system, ceiling fan, wood floors, and I pay $750. Now that may not seem like a deal to you, but it is. I know living in Texas or living in the South or anywhere that's way cheaper in California, everywhere, that doesn't seem like a little, but it is. $750 is a deal. It's a steal. Now, mind you, that doesn't include utilities and water and food, but if you can find a place that's $750 and you don't mind living with other people that you haven't necessarily met before, you should, that's the first thing that you should do. Now, when you get a job and you get on your feet and you get your own money, then that's when you can venture out and find your own apartment and roommates and all that. But if you're just moving out here on your own by yourself, renting a room is the way to go. And I found my room personally on Craigslist. Just beware of the creeps. And that brings me to point 2. Craigslist is your friend. Trust me. You can find everything on Craigslist. Do you need a box spring? I wouldn't necessarily say get mattresses and pillows and like personal items just because you don't know what might be creeping in on. But furniture, this house that I'm in, I found on Craigslist. Lamps, services, you can find services. I recorded a video. I do poetry, so I wanted a really professional video recorded, and I just didn't have the budget. Out here, videos like that start at like $350. So I put an ad out on Craigslist. I was like, I'll give you $150 if you record this video for me. And bam, I got replies and I got my video recorded. I'll put the link down just so you can see the type of stuff that you can get from using Craigslist. The main thing about Craigslist though is you have to beware of scammers. People will try to scam you for no reason. I'm not really sure who created this evil thing about scamming just beware of them. You can also find free stuff on Craigslist. There's plenty of people that just have stuff to get rid of and don't want to take it to the dumpster, and so they literally just sit it on the curb, put an ad out like, hey, there's stuff on the curb, take it before 3. It's that simple. Craigslist is your friend. One tip though, don't ever go anywhere by yourself. If somebody's like, hey, let's meet up tomorrow at 2 in the middle of the woods, first of all, probably not the best idea anyway, but take somebody with you. Third tip, get 2 jobs. I currently have 2 jobs. My first job is a full-time job. I'm not gonna tell you where I work. Your first job, your primary job needs to be your money maker. That needs to be, out here minimum wage is $9, so your first job needs to be like the one that can pretty much cover rent. Doesn't necessarily have to like give you that extra, but it needs to at least cover your rent. Your second job needs to break up the monotony of your first job. Now my job isn't necessarily a 9 to 5. I get into work usually around 5 in the morning, and I get off usually around 1 or 2 in the afternoon. So I'm off pretty much lunchtime. It's great. I have the best setup. And my second job, I work about 3 or 4 days a week, 5 to 7 hours each day. It really just depends. But both of my jobs are in food, which is another, I guess that's an addendum to this tip. Work somewhere where you can eat at either a discount or for free, because that will save on groceries. So just make sure it's something that you will eat all the time and it's not fast food. I don't do fast food. So yeah, 2 jobs. 1 serious, 1 fun. The part-time one needs to be the fun one. So you can just kind of like, I don't really need this, but I'm still going to be diligent because I want money for groceries and for anything extra that I want to do. Tip number 4, make friends. If you ever need a ride, if you ever need a reference, if you ever need a place to stay, if you get kicked out of your house, anything, you're going to need to know somebody. And especially being in a place where you don't know anybody, making friends should almost be your first priority. Go out to places. If clubs is what you do, go out to clubs. If poetry spots is what you do, go out to poetry spots, hookah spots, the cafe, the coffee shop. You just have to be willing to introduce yourself to people and be like, hey, I'm new here, you know, what do I do? What is there around here for me to do? Make some friends. And number 5, put yourself out there. If you're coming to California, I would imagine that you're coming here to either better yourself, further yourself, or why else would you come out here? Just kidding. But I would imagine that you're trying to do something with your life, so you need to put yourself out there. Poetry is what you do, you need to be performing. If rapping is what you do, you need to link up with some beat makers, something. Take advantage of the experience and the whole, I guess, lifestyle out here. This is kind of something where you can network and just be around things that you wouldn't normally have access to. So take advantage of it. Put yourself out there. That's pretty much all I have for now. I might make a part 2 to this if I think of some more stuff, but that's what I've learned being in Cali so far, and it's pretty much working for me. So I'm not struggling. I'm out here literally by myself. I think I've met maybe 3 people that I still talk to out here, like consistently. So yeah, it's great though. You can do it.